Welcome back, traders. Johnny here, and we got another exciting video for you today. All right, so I want to talk about how you can find good setups. That way you can turn accounts such as this $200 at 3% a day into an account like this at $31,000, making about 3% a day, 5%, which is about $1,000 a day, guys. Now, I don't tell you this to brag or boast. I'm telling you this to give you information on how you can do the exact same thing and beat the stock market. All that I ask is that you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button if you haven't already, and let's get started. So one good thing to remember before we start is I do trade live Monday mornings at the market open. For all of you who want to get a deep dive and understanding into my thought process of why I buy, hold, and sell these particular companies. Okay, so let's get into it now. Let me make sure that we're getting some people on here. It looks like, yes, it does look like there's people joining, so thank you. Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you here. And again, so we have a Discord that we also call out. Watch list, plays, swing trades, day trades. You could share your profits with other individuals like yourself and really just join a community of like-minded individuals. So if you find interest in that, definitely check it out. Description is down below. So all right, here we go, guys. Well, I want to talk about TQQ and SQQ real quick. These are companies that are inverse of each other. So when you play one, the other one, like when one goes up, the other one will go down. I'm sorry, I seem a little distracted here. Forgot to send the link out to the live. So yes, we are live. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to be here with us. And we are just getting this post in. So watching the markets here, guys, as you can see, SQQQ has made an amazing recovery since yesterday. We called this out just a couple days ago in the group after we've seen this crazy pullback here of over 8%. Now, this 8% pullback could have been played on the other end on TQQ, and we'll go over that in just a second because we did that exact thing. Now, with its pullback and this slight consolidation, we were able to buy a bunch of shares at this point and be able to ride this back up. Now, this was a great opportunity for us. As you can see, this bounce here from yesterday 3.4 to today. Now, it was a swing trade to 675. So that is 7% profit and not even a day trade. Now, you did not have to waste a day trade because some people with accounts under 25,000 are only going to get 3-day trades a week. So this is a great way to avoid that or get around that rule slightly to where you can make some good plays in the stock market, make some money while you're waiting to get your day trades back. So as you can see here, this pullback was just an amazing pullback opportunity for us to buy today, which is great. Now, it can sell off, which would be a good opportunity for us to flip on the TQQs, which is exactly what we're going to do in this live stream today. So we are going to be loading up on some TQQs if the opportunity finds itself, and that is going to be where we want to load up and make that 7% profit here. So let me draw this chart out again. You know, I'm not saying for you to buy, hold, or sell. That's not what I do here. I'm simply showing you what my thought process is and what I'm going to be doing. And if you're here to just copy, please don't copy trades. It never works out. You know, you could give a fish to a person and they'll eat for a day, but you could teach a person how to fish and they'll eat for a lifetime. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, guys. I want you to educate yourselves and find good setups and opportunities like this to make more money. And nothing says that you have to even put money into this, right? There's a lot of people that are paper trading right now. They're learning in our channel. This is an investing for beginners community. There are a lot of new investors here that are trying to learn. So this is a great opportunity, even if you just watch these couple of companies here, and this is the only thing that you have on your watch list is the Qs. You could do something like this. Now, why do I have other companies on this watch list? Am I trading all these other companies? No, I'm not trading these companies, but this is a great indication of what the Q is doing, okay? Because what based these two companies off of the Qs is this company right here. Now, the Qs tracks the overall market. If we brought up some news, you would see that it's 50% technology based, and these are the holdings of the company itself. So Apple is one of those companies. Let's go to the daily chart, or even the 4-hour chart. I feel like is a great one. And if you guys want to learn more about times, charts, what we're looking at, you can definitely check out some of my other videos in the playlists that I have. So Apple's down 2.5%. Okay, as you can see here. Meta is down 1.5%. You can't really see it on this chart, but they are slightly down. Now, Meta is keeping triple Qs up slightly, which is great. Microsoft is struggling lately, but it is starting to hit this MA line, which is just simply amazing. It's going to bounce off of this. Now, it can bounce off this potentially. It has been doing it for some time, and it could also go under this mark. But this is a pretty solid company, so all I can say is that I see a tremendous amount of growth coming from this company eventually. And also, right here, Google had a huge pullback, and now it's showing signs of some recovery, which is great for us. But as you notice, the point of all this is everything is in the red today. And as you can see, I've already drawn this line out to showcase it's trailing its descent up. You know, it's ascend up. Now, ExxonMobil is just one of those companies that I just like to watch. It is a good company that you can place some of these small dips. As you can see here, in a single day, it went up 3%. And 3%, guys, you might laugh at that, but 3%, if you guys have been investing for a while or starting to get into investing, 3% in a day adds up. It adds up. That's 15% a week. That is 60% in a month. Now, I do aim for about 40% a month, 10% a week, so that would go right along the lines with a day trade. Now, you could have also just held this company. If you didn't want a day trade, you could have loaded up, and you could have actually just held over the last 2 weeks and been up about 5 or 6%. And again, that's not a tremendous amount. Like 1 week, that's 4%. We aim for 10% in a week. So why not take that 3% right here, get in, get out, and move on to the next big play? This is 3%. And then I believe this one a few days later is a 2%. So there's your 5% right there off of 2 trades. And then today there is also another beautiful play right here of almost 2%. So with that said, guys, there are opportunities here, even in the small dailies compared to the overalls. Now, that is a great indication of a good setup. Now, AMD is also one of those companies that is inside of it. It had some slight pullback and it is up. Tesla also down tremendously, 4% today. So they did break through what I was technically charting for them, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then SQQ is up. So as you can see, we did draw an SQQ line here down at the 1042 mark. And of course, you know, we loaded up on some of that, which is fantastic. We are already up 7% in it says less than 1 day, but as you can see here, it was a swing trade because we had to buy in on the 4th and then we sold on the 5th. So let me draw that for you one more time just to clean it up a little bit. We bought in at around the 1050. Now, it wasn't a perfect entry. I would have liked to get that about 1040, 1045, but that's okay. And then we didn't sell up here at the 6% mark at 1120. We sold at about 1113, 11, right? 1114 right there. So 5% right there on an overnight trade. Now, that is a little risky. I would not recommend that, but I mean, it wasn't bad. 100 shares at $1,000 at 5% made a quick $50 overnight. Not really doing much except drawing a few charts. Now, this company may go back down. Obviously, it has drawn quite a big descent. If we look on the 10-minute, it is still kind of following along with this little trend line that I have here. But it is oversold, as you can see. It's kind of starting to go down on the MACD and the RSI. So that is a great indication that there is going to be some pullback. So that way we can play TQQ. So now TQQ on the 4-hour, as you can see here, we've been following this chart for quite some time because we find value in it. And again, we're only trading a couple of companies. We're trading TQQ and SQQ. So now I know that the watch list may look a little bit scary, but we're literally trading just 2 stocks, okay? And these are on the 4-hour. I like to draw my charts on the 4-hour because it gives you the day as a whole, what's going on in the markets, where are the pullbacks. Like right here is a good indication of a bounce. So now that it has new higher highs, we will bring this here for a zone to potentially buy again. But again, this has a potential here as well. So we are looking for 2 different key area moments right now. Okay, now I did test here. We do want to try to get a break on the daily. As you can see, it is still trending upward. So I like to invest in companies that are moving up. I don't like to necessarily invest in companies that are going down unless I see an opportunity in it, and unless I just find value in it, right? So we are at 10:27 local time. Eastern time is 12:27. So the markets will be closing here in just a little bit. But I definitely wanted to show these setups to you guys for TQQ and SQQ because I do see value in them. Triple Q is down almost 2% today. As you can see, this huge gap down. Now, they haven't touched the MA line or that EMA line, so that is a good indication that we're doing okay for now. How do you know when to buy? Good question. How do you know when to buy? One of the subscribers said, and if you guys want to leave some comments, you can, and I'll answer some questions for you guys. But basically, that's what we're talking about right now. We're looking at different setups on how to buy. We're drawing support and resistance levels. Those are going to definitely help out a lot when you're looking at getting good setups. But report and resistance levels can be broken. It's definitely good to be cautious of what you're doing, set your stop losses, and never hold on because of emotion or you think, hey, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It doesn't have to happen. That's the crazy thing about the market, that these lines of indication, these areas that we're drawing don't necessarily have to happen. Now, they do tend to happen more times out of none. As you get more experienced and you start indicating certain trend lines that we can go over more. Okay, so we are looking at the Qs. Now, triple Qs are showing some signs that it's going to recover, which would be a great indication to potentially buy. Now, on the daily, as you can see here, it's not touching. It is extremely overbought, in my opinion, but it is coming down. Now, if it doesn't touch this MA line right here, this 200-day MA line, see how it's just kind of trailing above it like that? That's a great indication that this company is bullish. That means it's going to continue to go up. Now, as you can see here, Here's a good example. Every time it touched this line, it went down. And then it's going to, when it drives up, like say it doesn't make that up, like right here, it didn't make the up and hit go up any higher, it actually crashed more. That's bearish, right? Whenever it crosses this line, this MA, that's actually our EMA, or exponential moving average. Whenever it passes this, it's a strong indication of a buy or sell market. Now, it's hard to determine when these areas are going to be, but when it's oversold, as you can see down here on the RSI, it's oversold along with this low candle, which would indicate a good area to buy. So then we put our buy line. Okay, I really don't like the way the colors. I wish the colors kind of popped out a little bit more. But this is a good indication to buy right here. Okay, and then as you can see, if you were able to buy here at the 353, that's a 7% profit in 818 to 901. So we're just using this as an example, 818 to 901. So same area, 818 to 901 right here. And this is TQQ, so it's double leveraged. Sometimes they get triple leveraged. This is also 7% right there. But this is important because TQQ, you could have bought for $35 compared to what I said earlier, $353. So you're able to buy more shares and increase that 7% potential even more. No matter how you look at it, if you bought one share at 300, it's still 7% on top of 300. So it'd be about $21. Now times that by 1,000, 7% would be $70. So that is a great way to find those setups and get involved with the stock market. Okay, back to today. Go back to the day. Where are we? So what does that mean for SQQs? Well, simple. Let's look at the 1 minute. Okay, this is what's happening every single minute of the day right now. It's actually following along with our SMA. It's about to touch. See how it almost touched it right there, and then it bounced off. Okay, that's a good indication that it's not ready to officially stop its direction. And TQQ is the exact same thing on the 1 minute. It doesn't want to stop that natural response of selling off. Now on the hourly, that's really what we want to look at, or maybe even the 4 hour. See, this is signs of a sell. Now the EMA is showing signs of a downward trend, and the MA, or the simple moving average, this tracks the long term. It actually touched it, and right now, as we speak on this live, we are trying to figure out what it's going to do. Okay, it's very, very close to the SMA line. It's a little bit high right there, but on the 4 hour, it's touching it. And you can see that clearly happening right now on the 1 hour. Yeah, on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, it's breaking, it wants to break through this SMA. And this is going to determine two things. It's either going to continue to sell off, potentially to an area that we can buy, right? We don't mind waiting. And on the 4 hour, it already blew through. Oh no, it still has some area to move. So these are two areas that are potentially buy, right? If it touches down into this SMA area, then it can be a potential buy. Oops, I moved this wrong. This is a buy area. This is a sell area. Now, TQQ can also not even touch down this low. It could actually correct itself right now and go back up to new highs, which would, buying in now at the 59 mark, would give you about 7% in 2 days. It could also bring you newer highs, up to even 10%. anywhere from 7% to 10% in 2 days. Or it can fall down lower and you wait to buy in this area and you can get even more. Get anywhere from 10% back, 13% to their normal highs and up to 20% on higher highs. Okay, so there's two areas of opportunity on TQQQ. We're just kind of waiting and watching and sitting on our hands right now until we can get a good point of entry. Now, triple Q is still selling off significantly. I should switch these so I don't confuse you guys. These are the entry. These are buy entries, and you can make these color charts any which way you want. But I feel like the reds are good to show when to sell. Greens are good to show when to buy. No point inversing them, just to inverse them. Okay, we've been tracking this company for a little bit of time too. It's the same company, all right? So QQQ and SQQ, as you can see, they're down, right? So QQQ is down almost 2%, TQQ is down 5%, and SQQ is up 5%. And as I said earlier, we already made our money on this one. Yesterday to today, we made 7%. 7% on 1,000, guys, is $70. And I usually like to trade with about $2,000 or $3,000. So yesterday I made about 140. The goal is to get about $100 a day at the moment, which isn't a whole lot, but it adds up. And that's just the goal. There's days where we make 300, 500, and even more than that, just using $2,000 or $3,000. So you don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest, guys. You really, really don't. That's the great thing about investing. Got some people in the chat. Welcome. Thank you for spending a part of your day with us here. It's 12:37 time in the markets. And as you can see, Apple is just bleeding. They totally crashed through their SMA line, as you can see. Can you see that, guys? Let me show you what it looks like when it's going up. See how it's above right here? It showed a downtrend. So these tickers are under the simple moving average, or I'm sorry, the exponential moving average. It's also beneath the simple moving average. Now, usually that's also a good indication that when these cross like that, the way they crossed, it's a downward trend. And when it goes up, see how it crosses again, it's an upward trend. Now, you can adjust these lines. I'm just showing you here. These are a bit long, but see this upward trend here? It's above. It's above your EMA. See how it broke right here? It was testing it. Nope. Nope. And then it broke through. This would have been a huge buy signal. And as you can see there, there's a buy indication right on the money. And in 6 days, there's about 6%. So 6 days, 6% on Apple. But we wouldn't trade Apple. It's cost a little bit of money, $193, okay? And this is just one company, okay? So this is on January 17th. Let's go to TQQ and see what it did on January 17th. January 17th, January 17th. Right here, January 17th. What did it do? Oh my goodness, it ran up. It ran up. Okay, so on the 17th, right here, strong indication of, even on the 8th, but we'll just take the 17th. So 17th, playing off of Apple. You're like, hey, Apple's doing really well. There's a buy indication. Maybe I should check out TQQQ. Okay, because there's other companies that have the same thing going on. Now, as you can see here, it fell below the EMA. Okay, the EMA is this blue line. and the simple moving average, or the MMA, is the more darker blue line, I guess. Dang it, they need to change the colors on these bad. Maybe I could do anyway, purple or something. But on the 17th, as you can see, it also went up. How much did it go up in 6 days, you ask? Well, it went up 10%. So it went up 10% along the same lines as Apple going up, what did I say, 7% a minute ago? But instead of paying $170 a share, you only have to pay $59 a share on TQQQ. And again, 10% is 10%. 10% of 1,000 is $100. 10% of 2,000 is $200. So there's another way you could make some quick money. Now, what if you had 10 grand, in a savings account? You could have made $2,000 in a week. How does that sound? You could take the $2,000 out and then still have the original $10,000 in. All right, I'm going to check a few things real quick as we begin. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right, so definitely got some opportunities of growth. And guys, if you haven't started your investing journey, definitely check out the link below. You could sign up with MooMoo, Robinhood, or WeBull. There's 3 platforms that offer 3 different promotions to get you started on your investing journey. You can get free shares on each one of those promotions. They all have their different pros and cons, but I love all 3. There's really not a lot of cons to them. I like to use 3 because if you only have 3 day trades on a single account, then you can only do 3 day trades a week under the $25,000 PDT rule. But if you have 3 different accounts, that opens you up with 9 day trades in a single week. That's 3 times the amount of trading potential. You could also diversify it to where you have a long-term trade account, say on WeBull, and then you have a swing trading account on Robinhood, and then you have a day trading account, which is more aggressive on MooMoo. However you want to look at it, definitely check out the links below to help get you started on your investing journey today. We also have a free weekly newsletter that you can sign up in the description below, which will help you start your journey in the stock market. Learn different playlists that show you how to buy and sell on day trades, on swing trades. We also have dividend capturing strategies to capture dividends from companies that pay money out to their shareholders, as well as other different videos on long-term investing, like monthly paying stocks, dividend paying stocks, stocks that pay a monthly income, quarterly income, stuff like that, which is just fantastic for you. So definitely check out the channel. Let me get it pulled up here. Right here, Investing for Beginners community. We have almost 4,000 subscribers on this channel, almost 500 videos that are all educational. And guys, we have a ton of videos on how you can set up a trading platform, how to paper trade and start making that $200 a day to get your confidence built up so that you can start trading with real money. We do have Monday morning live day trading sessions, so you can watch me trade live every Monday morning so I can show you my thought process and everything that I'm doing and why I'm taking those trades. Also have a ton of playlists as well. Playlists such as dividends, that's an amazing one. How to invest cryptocurrency, as well as some how to day trade and swing trade in 2024, and all my live streams wrapped up into one place. and how to invest overall for beginners, stock market basics, what's inside my Robinhood portfolio, as well as a whole challenge on how I started an account from zero to $25,000, how we're slowly growing it. We are now at, I believe, $2,500 in the account. It is growing fantastically, and we have potential to grow it even more. And guys, this is just the beginning of the year. We are barely in March 5th. March 5th, and as you can see, we're up almost $2,700, 2387, which is $300, which is just fantastic, and it's only been about a month, so definitely good on us there. Growing this account, we're getting this, so roughly $1,000 a day or $1,000 a month is where we're trying to get to by July, but we're actually, with the money we're making daily right now, we're on track to probably get that by more like May. So probably in the next 2 months or so, we will have a tremendous amount of growth, and we're basing that all off of just three things. Now, I do have a criteria. It is the stock price needs to be between $10 and $50. That is important. It has to have signs of an upward momentum. Obviously, that's what we're doing right now with TQQQ. And the risk reward needs to be at least 1 to 3. So we haven't really talked about risk to reward too much, but that goes along with having a game plan, knowing when to buy, knowing when to sell, and knowing when to have a stop loss. Now that stop loss is going to be the risk factor in the risk to reward scenario. So let's take a look at SQQ since it is showing a upward momentum by area. Now let's say, for instance, it did not go along with this trajectory. It in fact started to create lower lows on this chart. Now, if it were to make lower lows, then you would create a stop loss, okay? I bought in here at the 10 and say it went down. Let's chart it on an actual day. So I seen it going up. It went up to 1057. Okay, I thought it was going to go up and get that 6%, but in fact it went down. Now, here's the indications. 1% would be roughly right here. Let's see if it lets me do it. You're like, uh-oh, it's not working in my favor. It's actually showing signs of a decline. Just like you see here, there's a sign of a decline. I don't want that to happen to me, so I set a 1% stop loss. Okay, 1% stop loss. Let's draw a horizontal on it. 1% stop loss. Okay, as you can see here. Now, if it touches this 1% that I don't want, or that I'm willing to risk, I'm only risking 1%. Now, what's 1% of $1,000, guys? You know? It's $10. $10 is on $1,000 of money. If it hits that stop loss, it'll trigger and sell me out, and I'll lose $10. A lot better than losing right here the day before, thinking it's going to go up, and now you're down 5%. Now, what's 5%, guys, on 1,000? That's $50. That means $50 less. Would you like to lose $10 or would you like to lose $50+? That's where the risk factor comes in. Now, some people can have a risk factor. They could have a 5% stop loss. They could have a 10% stop loss. Don't recommend it. As a beginner, I'd recommend maybe a 1 to 2% stop loss. I feel like that's a pretty good amount, because if you lose 10 trades at 1%, that's 10%. But you have 10 trades of knowledge of what not to do. Now, what if you had 10 trades of 10% stop losses? All losses. That's 100% of your account. 100% of your account, guys. I mean, there's some different number variations because 90% would be $9, 80 would be $8, 7 would be 7. Anyways, there's a small factor there, but it's almost your entire account. 100%, okay? We don't want that. So limit your exposure, limit your risk, and set those stop losses. What's great about stop losses is they're only triggered if the company falls below that price. And check this out, guys. It never got below our 1% risk factor. It got close, but didn't touch. Same with the red candle, this red candle, and even this red candle right here. Got so close. It got to 1047, but not to 1046. That is the power of a stop loss and knowing when to buy, sell, and hold and have your stop loss. The plan is where it matters. So buying here, never hitting the stop loss, it then created itself an opportunity to grow. And that's exactly what it did, guys. Bought in here, you only risked 1%. It consolidated for the day. Now this is a swing trade. I don't recommend swing trades on penny accounts, stuff like this, unless you know what you're doing. As you can see, I have my green support levels drawn and my red resistant levels drawn. If you guys have been part of this live stream, you'll know that this is a buy area and this is a sell area. There it is. 6% in one day. Now, 6% in one day with a 1% risk is a 1 to 6 reward. So I need to update my criteria because I'm no longer in the 1 to 3 scenario. Now, a 1 to 3 is great. I've even seen people get a 1 to 10, a 1 to 20, a 1 to 30, and that's when it really matters. But we need at least, for beginners, at least a 1 to 3. Okay, because sometimes these 1 to 8s are hard to find, these 1 to 7s are hard to find. But just follow me along this channel. I do the live streams on Monday, and I hope these live streams help you as we recap what's going on in the market. I'm drinking a Fresca right now. Comment below if you've ever had soda water. Black cherry citrus is my favorite one. Super good. Okay, so now SQQ is coming down. This is a good indication that this is a strong resistance level, and now TQQ has an opportunity. Whoops, I hit news. TQQ has now an opportunity to potentially go up. Now, where are my levels on TQQ? They're way down here, so that's a good indication that it's creating a stronger, newer highs and higher lows. Higher highs and higher lows. Now with this company, I'm scratching it up here. I'm showing you areas where we bought, areas where we sold, areas where you can potentially buy and sell. But at the end of the day, I'm not a financial advisor, just a guy trading stocks in his office/room and showing you that it actually can be fairly simple, guys. As long as you stick to a plan, you risk what you can, and you don't risk any more than you're willing to lose. This is 8% play right here. 8% play on TQQ after we just locked in 7% on SQQ. That's the strategy, guys. This is how you make 7% sometimes a day. Even 5% a day is significant over the course of 5 days. That's 25% a week. Now we do aim for 10% a week on this channel and for investing for beginners. 3 swing trade or 3 day trades and possibly 2 swing trades a week. It can easily get you 10 or 20% in a single week. That's anywhere from 40 to 80% in a month. And if you start with $1,000, 40%, guys, is $400 in a month. You're literally almost doubling your money. Now, if you can get those topper tier percent point gainers, like the 20%, which makes you that 80% a month, then you can almost double your account every 30 days. And that's exactly what we're doing here. In January, we started this account with just a few $100s. By the end of the month, we got up to 1,000. By February, we were in at 1,800, and now in March, our goal was to hit $2,200 in March, and as you just saw, we hit 2,388 and highs of 2,700 so far in March, and it's only day 5. So we are way well worth along with where we need to be. We hit our April target at $2,800 and dropped slightly from that goal. Now, this is on a small account, on the Robinhood account. If you guys want to check out that, I do weekly updates as well. I may, once we hit that $25,000 mark on Robinhood, I may consider just moving over to WeBull, because again, this is an investing for beginners community, but as I grow, you will also grow. And I have the WeBull, and I just feel like it's too advanced right now for some of the newbies out there. Let me know below though, if you guys feel like you can handle it and you guys want to learn the WeBull charts, how to trade. I'm mostly on here looking at it anyways. But again, the Robinhood charts, that's what we're looking at here. As you can see, we're up to 16% all time, 23.88, about $300. We got highs of $732 or 35%. So really only put in about $2,000 of our own money and made almost $730 in actual income in the last couple of months, which is great. That's the power of growing. We also have a small account here that we're putting $5 into every single day on this small account, because we're here to showcase the value, to showcase the potential of growing a small account. You know, not everyone has $30,000. A lot of people only have $1,000, and that's okay. We all are in different areas and different times in our life. Different backgrounds, and that's okay. You know, I remember when I really just started with $5. I got a free share one time when someone signed up with a link, and I was able to get my first few dollars free. Now check out these past rewards here. I started back 2017, so that's just a little bit over wow, like 8 years now, 7 years of investing, which is just amazing. And as you can see, we started out with just a few shares of just random companies. We then took those companies and we were able to sell them and make even more money. Now, November 17th was amazing because we actually got a free share of Facebook, which is now Meta, right? Ticker symbol META. And we got $179 for free because somebody else signed up with my link. And guys, I have a ton of links below, WeBull, MooMoo, and Robinhood if you want to check them out. But that's how I started years ago. Years ago, that's how I started. $5, $10, $15. Of course, that $200 was just fantastic. That was a great one. And ever since, I've been able to grow this Robinhood account tremendously. We got it to 25,000 last year. It took a whole year. Which again isn't bad, you know, taking an account from 2017 to about 2020, that was 3 years. I struggled a lot within those 3 years. I basically went from just taking money in, taking money out, not really knowing what I was doing, taking losses, and all those things was just a major setback for me as time went on. So I got to learn and critique and do different things, and was finally able to move on to a better area, to a better time. And for some reason, man, my internet is really bad today. It might be because of the wind and the fact that we've been streaming for 44 minutes. And some of these charts are just brutal. But anyways, the whole point of that is that you can start at a really low amount. Okay, right here, invite your friends, pick your free pieces of stocks, get up to $200 in stocks for every referral, and up to $1,500 every year. Guys, I've capped out on this 3 times in 3 years, which means I've got over $4,000. Well, 15, 35, almost 45. So about $4,000 in free shares from people randomly signing up. Get from $5 to $200 up to $1,500, and everyone gets a stock. So you'll get a free share, I'll get a free share. And you guys all know Robinhood's been around for a long time. MooMoo has 15 free shares available. WeBull right now is offering, I believe, 15 shares available, which is just fantastic. And with that said, you can start growing a small account very easily. That's the whole point of this video today, this live stream, is just to show you that you can do that. The power of compound interest and somewhat how simple it can be when just looking at two companies. Now, I do have another watch list for JNUG and JDST. If you guys do like those inverse ETFs, this is another one we're watching. Now, JDST does have potential to pull back. Now, it may, but JDST is the bear. It is the bear 2 times ETF. Okay, so it does have the potential here, as you can see, I drew out earlier, to go up almost 25, 28, almost 30%. 30% in just a matter of a few days. It could take some time to consolidate. It doesn't say it's going to, but that is potential there to run up 30%. Even 30% on $1,000 is $300. And why do I keep referencing $1,000? Well, because $1,000 isn't a lot to start out with. It's an easy number to round. And right now, our portfolio is past $1,000. Our Robinhood account is just about to reach $3,000. And now we're not always putting all our money into these trades, but because I have an account on WeBull with a significant amount that I can live and trade off of while teaching you guys how to do the same thing on a Robinhood account and grow it significantly over time as well. Together with you, week after week, day after day, I'm showing you what we're investing in. I'm showing you what we're talking about, showing you how much I'm buying, how much I'm selling. And the results are clear. It's working. This strategy works, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Here's another 30% gainer. 26%. And we called this out, JNUG, back on February 28th. We've already made money on it on March 1st. We did lock in profits. Bought it on the 29th. Because the 28th I called it out. We bought it on the 29th, and we sold the very next day on the 1st and made 12%. 12% on $1,000, guys, is $120 in a single day. Okay, and then the following day we're like, well, they're showing signs of consolidation, but it's still running up. I didn't want to miss out, so we did buy some more on the 4th. And was able to sell same day. I didn't want to hold it because it's a JNUG and I didn't want to have all that money into it. So we were able to lock in another 5%. So 12%, 5%, that's 17% in 2 days. That's $170. So not bad. Not bad at all. And again, that's off $1,000. So it is definitely possible. And if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to me. And I hope the quality is a little bit better now. Didn't seem better. It's a little yellow, orange, red. Have to make a little bit of adjustments to it. But yeah, thanks for joining the live stream. Gonna be doing some more of these in the future. Appreciate you spending part of your day with us. And yeah, get to trade and start paper trading. That'll definitely help. That way you can grow your account from, maybe it's sitting at $200. Maybe you have a $200 account and you're actually losing money. I can show you how to change that. Start making roughly 3% a day. What's 3% on almost $300? Well, that's almost $10. Look at that right there. Open P&L $3. And then over there, way over there, as you can see over here, $9.80 in a day. Do that 30 times. Well, if you can do 30 trades, right, every single day, that's $300 a month. How about growing it to a substantial amount? This is my WeBull account. Okay, been trading it about 30,000, and when it gets to a significant amount at the end of the month, then I pull that money out and I restart at 30. Now, why 30? 30 is just a number. 25 actually would be the point where you can get past the PDT rule, and so now you can make more trades. So I don't have to only trade 3 times a week. I could trade 3 times in a single day, 100 times in a single day, and with that comes more risk, more challenge, and all that as well. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let's learn how to grow your account, because once you start getting 3% on a small account, you can easily grow it to 3% on a big account. And 3% on a much larger account is $900 a day compared to $9 a day. How would you like to start making some real money? Get out of that job that you probably hate, or keep the job, put more money into it, and just have this grow on the side. Now, there are a lot of long-term investors out there. I do have some videos coming out soon on some of the best monthly paying income producing stocks, and what you should be looking at now for April, because I already have a 3 best stocks to buy in March, or is it 4? 4 best monthly paying stocks to buy in March. So go check that out. If you feel like day trading and swing trading is a little bit too risky and you're not quite there yet, because it is not necessarily an investing standpoint to some, but if you're familiar with investing, that's a great place to start. If you're not familiar with investing, definitely check out those monthly paying video stocks. There's a lot less risk, but there's also a lot less reward, guys. You're not going to be making 7% a day. You're going to be more like making 7% in a year. Okay, a year. So that means you put $1,000 in, you make $70 in a year. That's less than $5 a month. It's a little bit more than $5 a month, but that's not much. $5 a month isn't much. Okay, that's why I want to that's why I want to educate those that want to stick by their long-term investments, because I do have over 4,000, almost 4,000 subscribers now on this channel, and over 100,000 subscribers through all the different platforms combined. So definitely want to make sure that we're accommodating to those people that just want to invest safely and find those stocks that have value, even when it's at a low point to buy, because you can buy a company long term and buy it at a low point, and then when it grows, have a higher appreciation and growth potential than if you were to buy at a high point and watch it kind of go like this for years, and then like 10 years later you're like, oh hey, I broke even. That doesn't help you any. Breaking even, it's like you just let someone use your money for a while. So yeah, if you want to see that, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate your time and your support, but the channel is transitioning more away from the long-term accounts. Again, I will be having some of those long-term plays, things that I see value in when the time comes, but I feel like we are going to be transitioning a lot into day trading, swing trading. Maybe even a name change eventually. Investing for Beginners community is a bit long. We do have new merch coming out. We have a shop down below, and I'll have to get a link for that as well. But overall, thanks for joining. We're at almost 55 minutes or an hour on this live stream. What a great live to have. Appreciate your time and your support. We will see you guys in the next one.